It looks like outing Geoff Johns is a very dangerous thing to do. Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here. And you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button and the like button, and please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Take a listen to this.
I've had 4 different people come to me independently at this point, privately, who don't know each other. They all approach me because of my ongoing coverage. So it's been over the course of my talking about how horrible Geoff Johns is. And all of these people came to me and they said, he is a nightmare, and he is responsible for derailing our careers. It makes me sad that Zack Snyder, I was just talking to somebody, in fact, this weekend. We had a very nice conversation about, it was a pleasant conversation between the two of us, but
It's buffering.
The things I heard about Geoff Johns, I thought it was it got even worse. But the fact that Zack Snyder, if he had never run into Geoff Johns, he never would have had to go through all of this. It's mind-blowing and quite sad. And apparently that's been the case for a lot of people. Everyone should stay away from Geoff Johns, career-wise. I think it's a disaster. So someone from the creative area has come to me. Someone from the executive branch has come to me. Someone in publicity has come to me. And someone from DC Comics has come to me. Someone who worked as a suit there. And I also heard from these people, Geoff Johns has been...
Someone who was a suit come to Grace and spoke to her about Geoff Johns. Diane Nelson? I think Diane Nelson spoke to her. We're going to talk about Diane Nelson because she's had something to say, but then something very strange and creepy happened after that.
Reported to Human Resources by other people, and that people who even worked for him on Stargirl, which was well received. But I heard from 2 different people. One person told me that Geoff Johns had no idea what he was doing with Stargirl, and it's a miracle the show turned out so great because he was really holding it back and was just way in over his head and wouldn't admit it. And then I heard from another person that most of the people on that show hate him. They just can't stand working with him. One of these people even described Geoff Johns to me as a functioning sociopath. Can you believe it? Look, I'm glad that Walter Hamada and the higher-ups have had a good experience with Johns. I'm not surprised because he works for them. Geoff Johns only, blows shit downward. But they should realize that he is universally hated by everyone that he works for.
Well, there's that, but there's so much more. Yes, this is when things get really, really curious, and now I'm kind of convinced that the suit that Grace was talking about was Diane Nelson. Now, a couple of people were having a conversation, I think, about Grace's video, and then Diane Nelson yesterday at 4:42 came in and said this. Oh, it happened to plenty of them. Right, so obviously Grace talked about many people reporting Geoff Johns to Human Resources, and I repeat, Diane came in and said, oh, it happened to plenty of them. But look at that. At the bottom, it said failed to load tweet. So I assumed that Diane had blocked me. Now, I've always been very supportive of Diane. I've never attacked her. I've always applauded what she's had to say. But if you go onto her profile, this is what happens. Blank. I don't know if you can see it properly because of the bad lighting. But basically, it says no tweet. You go on tweets and replies. No tweet and replies. Media. No media. Now, if she had blocked me on this, it would do the usual thing. You have been blocked. You don't have any mutual friends. You have been blocked from following Diane Nelson's tweets or something along those lines. But I can still see her profile. So, after coming in and saying that there's been more people than what we know that have complained about Geoff Johns, she has deleted everything. That is not just creepy, not just strange, but it points to something. If you fuck with Geoff Johns, you can be in a lot of trouble. Now, everyone got a little bit excited about this when she came in and said that. And she said, oh, you've been attacked in the past, your friend Geoff Johns. And she said, he's no friend of mine. So there's a lot of people coming forward now talking about Geoff Johns. Now, when Grace first posted that video, I was like, this is Grace. sometimes it's difficult to know how to take grace. I've been blocked by her on Twitter, so, we've had strong conversations before in the past. But I afterwards saw this and I was staggered and got really excited that Diane had said this, then to check that actually she has absolutely deleted everything. Now, what's Diane doing these days? Former head of operations content at Quibi, former press of DC Entertainment, former press WBE, Mama, dog loving him, doesn't seem to be doing very much anymore. It's all former. Mud sticks, and that's the problem. And it's as Grace says, isn't it? Anyone who comes into contact with Geoff Johns, their careers get ruined, allegedly. You know where I stand. I'm a Geoff Johns fan. It's very difficult for me as someone who's read his stuff, knows how he got into the industry. But, there's a certain point when everyone's shouting about someone, it's very difficult to say, and this goes back to what Ray Fisher's been saying. And what this points to, that she's deleted all her tweets after saying one brief sentence about the man and, exposing him on Twitter. This says something very, very frightening. This is a very well-connected man, and he's a very, very difficult man to bring down. Let's not forget, he has got a producer credit on everything DC live action, right? Probably even the animated stuff. It looks like this guy is untouchable. Now, this investigation that Ray Fisher has ignited, sooner or later will have to go forward. Warner Media can't avoid this forever. Now, we know that Warner Brothers Pictures are the protectors of Geoff Johns, and there's still a couple of people there that were involved with Zack leaving the DCEU originally, but Zack's back. So it's become a very, very curious, suspicious, scary situation where someone comes in on him and then this happens. Now, me and you come in on him, it doesn't matter. We're not important. But this is a lady with a verified checkmark. This is a lady that worked closely with Geoff Johns. And all of a sudden, she's not just deleted one thing that she said, which was the comment to the fans or whoever they were. I'm not sure who they were, right? It's very curious that she came in and commented. But she thought she'd put her 2 pennies worth in. Is she going to help the investigation against him? Or is she going to stay silent? Now, there could be an explanation for this. Maybe she is involved in the investigation and maybe she's been told, you need to shut the fuck up or you're going to compromise what we're trying to accomplish here. But everything's gone. Now, it could be that I'm blocked and this is how this is coming up. But I don't think I have been blocked. I don't think I've been blocked. If I was muted, everything would look normal because you don't even know when you're muted. It's obvious because it's obvious when someone's muted you, but you can't see it. So this is, look, she has deleted everything, and it just, as I said on the top of the show, it just goes to show that messing with Geoff Johns is very, very dangerous indeed. But what do you lot think about this? Will he finally lose his position at DC? We know he's very, very close to Patty Jenkins. We know that he is working not only on the Amazonian spin-off, but on Wonder Woman 3. She has found a friend in Geoff Johns. And what is anything ever going to happen to this guy? This situation will develop, but I want you to be confident in one thing. All the plans for the DC Multiverse strategy will go on. But one thing's for sure, they can't keep on. Geoff Johns is the shadow over the excitement over this whole thing. And they are going to have to remove him sooner rather than later. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with the DC Multiverse Daily. See you again soon.